I said with mustard.
Make it 2.
Pikmin is an RTS franchise made by Nintendo for the GameCube. OMG, Munchies, are you reusing jokes?
Yes.
I'm mostly going to talk about Pikmin 2 because it's the best one. Fight me. Tell me down below in the comments how wrong I am. Don't worry, I won't read them. Pikmin takes place in the future where all the humans are dead and all that's left are bug monsters and alien plant creatures called Pikmin. You play as
Olimar,
a space captain from the planet Hakatate. During your space vacation, a big-ass meteor hits your ship and causes you to crash on planet Earth.
pretty little blue pearl it is. What was it called? Earth?
Actually, it's pronounced Earth, Daddy.
Really? But there's an A in it. I'm just going to keep calling it Earth.
There, you discover the Pikmin, and use them to repair your ship before the 30 days of breathable air in your spacesuit runs out. Oxygen is the true killer. After fixing your ship, it's time to head back home where you find out the space company that you work for has gone into bankruptcy.
I declare bankruptcy!
So, in order to pay off the debt, you and your new companion,
Louie.
to go back to Earth to collect treasure to pay off the debt. This time you don't get hit by the meteor and make it to the planet, mostly fine. Pikmin are these little plant aliens that follow you around and help you on your quest. They will support your cause. They will die for your cause. They live inside this. It's called the Onion. It makes more Pikmin when you feed it dead monsters. There are many different types of Pikmin, with each having their own special abilities and effects. From blue Pikmin that can swim through water, to yellow Pikmin that can be thrown farther and survive electricity. They even follow a leveling system. Every Pikmin starts with a leaf on their head. By leaving them buried in the ground for a long time, the leaf will soon turn to a bud, and soon that bud will turn into a fully bloomed flower. Or you can find nectar to instantly turn them into flowers. Doing this is extremely helpful, increasing both their speed and their attack.
We have come for your nectar. Get the fuck out of our house!
I even have a red Pikmin plush. Look how cute this little guy is. God, I just want to shove him up my ass. Anyways, the game works on a time cycle. During the day, you can freely walk around the map, collect treasures, slaying monsters, and solving puzzles. But once the sun starts setting, and things start getting dark, you better have all your Pikmin with you, or back at base once that timer hits 0. The day is over and any Pikmin left behind are killed at night, when you leave in your ship in low atmosphere. Each day ends with an email from the company president, a family member, or just random spam. As the days continue, the president will eventually be on the run from loan sharks, living under a bridge with a stray dog that he befriends. Thankfully, unlike the first and third game, there is no limit to how many days you have. Eventually, once you hit the triple digits, you'll start getting emails from your kids crying and begging for you to come home. Just like how you cry and beg for your dad to come home. In Pikmin 2, there are multiple dungeons for you to explore, full of monsters, treasures, and bosses. Each sublevel inside these dungeons are randomly generated layouts, which was super impressive for the time back in 2004.
In the future, entertainment will be randomly generated.
Randomly generated?
Randomly generated!
While inside dungeons, the time limit doesn't exist. Be sure you're prepared for these, because you can only bring in Pikmin that is in your squad at that time. Once you enter a dungeon, you can't leave without completing it, getting all your Pikmin killed, knocking out both captains, or finding a water geyser. Do not worry about leaving Pikmin behind because they will follow you to the next sublevel. Congratulations, you finally paid off the debt in full, with your hard work and multiple cases of Pikmin genocide. Finally, you make it off the planet, where you head back home where you can get that paycheck bonus and that promotion you always wanted. Oh, god damn it! After making it back home, the president finds out that you fucked up, boyo, and that you left Louie behind, and that there's still plenty of treasure to be collected on Earth. I love that the president goes with you back to the planet, not because he's worried about Louie's health and safety, but because he wants more
Money.
We've got to have money.
The Dream Den is the last dungeon in the entire game. It is both the most difficult one and the longest. The most valuable treasures and the hardest bosses in the game. Why is it even called the Dream Den? This place is a nightmare.
Mr. President, I haven't seen my family in months. Can we please go home?
In and out, 20 minutes adventure.
If you can make it through the entire dungeon without losing a single Pikmin and not resetting, you are worthy of the title Big Guy.
What's with the fucking Weezer memes? They're not funny. Really, I don't think I've laughed at a single one.
Once you make it to the end of the dungeon, congratulations, you finally found Louie! But he won't leave without a fight. At this moment, you realize Louie unconsciously controls the mind of the final boss. This is never explicitly told to you, but once you collect Louie as a treasure, the ship names him the King of Bugs. And in the third game, we find out that Louie has completely lost his mind and is tied up for the rest of the game.
Not new.
The Titan Dweevil is the hardest boss in the game and can attack you with every element. Good luck. After what feels like forever, you finally beat the final boss and return home with that wonderful paycheck. For real this time. Is it over? Can I go home now? Please help. I've been locked in here playing Pikmin 2 all goddamn day. Please, someone help me. Send help! I want to take some time to talk about one special little dungeon. The Submerged Castle is surrounded by water, and only blue Pikmin can enter. Even with cheats, the game will tell you that you can only enter with blue Pikmin. This dungeon is very special for one reason and one reason only. There's a hidden timer, and it counts down from 5 minutes. What happens when the timer reaches 0? Let's just say you don't want to be around to find out. Unlike every other dungeon in the game, once the timer is up, the boss will immediately spawn. This is the Water Wraith. It's unstoppable, it's unkillable. The only thing you can do is run and hide as it chases you throughout the level. The only way to get rid of it is going through the next sub-level. The timer restarts from 5 minutes, yet again. This road roller from hell will crush all your Pikmin immediately if you're not careful. It will even crush other enemies just to get to you. The only way to defeat it is on the final sub-level where you convert all your blue Pikmin into purple Pikmin.
I feel just like a purple Pikmin.
For some unknown reason, the thick, chunky girth of purple Pikmin is the weakness of the Water Wraith. It trembles in fear from the absolute unit that is the purple Pikmin. There are many different treasures in the game, and I want to talk about some of my favorites. One of which is a pot leaf, no cap. Even in the Japanese version of the game, Olimar calls it the ultimate drug in his journal and wants to try it someday.
Get ganja with the wind.
That wasn't even funny. Alright, screw it. Give me a toke.
Didn't. Calling the kettle black if I ever thought of saying I misrepresented myself. Away from me. You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
That guy went to the moon.
Another one of my favorites is the eraser for the journal entry itself. The more you use it, the more it rubs away into oblivion. In a way, it reminds me of my job.
There's only one tool you need for gardening. And I've got it.
It's a hammer.
It'll be a hammer.
It's not a hammer. This.
Is that a hoe?
Is all you... No, it isn't. No, if you want to remove a plant, how do you get them up?
Well, you... And there it is.
That took you...
About 30 seconds.
Dirty fingernails, cricked back.
That's what you do.
Okay, now let me show you how I would remove it, okay? See these three here? Ready?
Well, granted, they're gone, but you can't garden with a shotgun.
They have ceased to exist. Observe the genius of my gardening.
I'd rather he had a hammer.
There are many different types of monsters in the game that would happily love to kill and eat your Pikmin. Each one has a different wacky name, from the swooping snitchbug to the creeping chrysanthemum. There are many different species of the same monster, like the red bulborb that is nocturnal and sleeps during the day, to the spotty bullbear that can only be found in caves and is the most deadly variant of the species. Olimar even has journal entries about the wildlife, like it's Animal Planet or some shit.
Like this desert rain frog. Squeaking viral sensation. $11 million hits and counting. It sounds like a dog toy.
Louie also has his own notes, but they're not journal entries, they're cooking recipes that always makes me hungry when I read them. One of my favorites has to be the Mamuta. Inedible. Tastes like chicken. That's it. Another one is the dreaded Water Wraith. Also inedible, known to cause leg spasms and internal thunderings.
What the fuck?
Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about Pikmin today. A deceptively cute game about blind loyalty and plant genocide. Remember, like and subscribe to the video. I'm Munchies, and thank you for watching.